Let me tell you something. Most people fear aging. They see it as a slow decline, a fading into irrelevance. They think the best years are behind them, that once you cross a certain number, life is just about waiting. But you see, I used to think the same way. I used to believe that getting older meant losing yourself piece by piece. Until I met her, a woman in her 90s, full of wisdom, full of life, full of something I couldn't quite understand at first. And what she told me that day changed everything. I want you to stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might just rethink your entire future. And if what you hear today touches your heart, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, you don't want to miss stories like these. Now, let's begin. I met her at a small gathering. She sat by the window, her silver hair neatly combed, her hands resting gently on her lap. But what caught my attention wasn't just how she looked, it was the way she carried herself. There was something in her eyes, sharp, alert, almost mischievous. She wasn't just alive, she was thriving. And I needed to know her secret. Asked her, "How do you do it? How do you age so gracefully?" She laughed, a full, hearty laugh, not the kind you expect from someone nearing 100 years old. And then she said something that would stick with me forever. You don't stop growing just because the years pass. The real tragedy isn't getting older. It's believing you have nothing left to learn. That one sentence. It shook me. Because, think about it. How many times have we heard people say, "Oh, I'm too old for that," or "My time has passed"? But what if that's not true? What if the real secret to a meaningful life is understanding that growth never actually stops? She told me stories, shared lessons, and today I want to pass those lessons to you. Because what she said that day, it made me see aging in a way I never had before. She leaned back in her chair and took a deep breath. Most people fear being alone, she said. They do everything in their power to avoid it. But I've come to realize solitude is one of life's greatest gifts. I frowned. But isn't loneliness a bad thing? She must have seen the doubt in my eyes, because she smiled knowingly. Let me ask you something. If I took away all the distractions, the television, the phone, the noise of life, and left you in a quiet room, just you and your thoughts, would you be comfortable? Or would you feel restless, uneasy, maybe even afraid? I thought about it, and to be honest, the idea made me uncomfortable. She nodded. That's the problem. Most people don't know how to sit with themselves. They fill their lives with distractions, bad relationships, endless scrolling, busyness, all just so they don't have to be alone with their own thoughts. She looked out the window, watching the world outside. When my husband passed, she continued, I thought I'd never survive the loneliness. The empty chair at the dinner table, the quiet mornings without his voice, it was unbearable. Her voice softened. But then, I realized something. I wasn't actually alone. I had myself, my memories, my ability to grow, to learn, to create. And once I stopped fighting solitude, I discovered a kind of freedom that most people never experience. I swallowed hard, feeling a lump rise in my throat. She wasn't just talking about being alone. She was talking about self-worth, about knowing who you are beyond the roles you play for others. If you master solitude, she said, you'll never settle for less than you deserve. You won't stay in a bad relationship out of fear. You won't hold on to friendships that drain you. And most importantly, you won't be afraid of the quiet. I sat there speechless. She reached down, patted her knee, and chuckled. You see this old thing? She said, tapping her leg. It's been with me for 90 years. It's carried me through every moment of my life. And I wish I had treated it better. I expected her to talk about diet or exercise. But what she said next surprised me. People think taking care of your body is about looking good. It's not. It's about respect. This body is the only home you will ever truly live in, and it listens to you. Every time you call yourself old or tired or broken, it listens. When you say, "I can't do that anymore," it believes you. I had never thought about it that way before. She sighed. I've seen too many people my age give up on their bodies. They stop moving because they think they're too old. They stop trying because they believe they're too weak. And guess what? Their bodies listen. They stiffen up. They ache more. They fall apart faster. She sat up straighter, stretching her arms. But I wake up every morning and I move, even if it's just a little. I eat foods that love me back, and I don't complain about my body. I thank it, because it's still here. It's still fighting for me. And as long as it's willing to fight, so am I. I let her words sink in. She sighed, shaking her head. If there's one thing I wish I had learned sooner, it's this. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. I raised an eyebrow. When you're young, you think you have to be nice. To everyone. You let people walk all over you. You keep relationships alive just because they've been around for a long time. But let me tell you something. History isn't a good enough reason to keep someone in your life. She told me about an old friend, someone she had kept around for decades, even though every interaction left her drained. Until one day, she let go. And do you know what happened? Peace. She looked at me, her voice softer now. You don't owe anyone your energy. If someone leaves you feeling drained, let them go. Life is too short to spend it with people who make you feel small. And, finally, she leaned back in her chair and let out a little laugh. People think happiness is something that just happens to you, she said. Like one day, if you're lucky, you'll wake up happy. But that's not how it works. She tapped the arm of her chair. Happiness is a choice. And most people don't realize they're choosing to be miserable. I frowned. But what if life is hard? What if things go wrong? She nodded knowingly. Oh, things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Your body will ache. Life will throw problems your way. But here's the secret. Happiness isn't about what happens to you. It's about what you focus on. She paused, then said, You don't have to wait for life to be perfect to be happy. You just have to decide that today is good enough. And in that moment, I understood. Aging isn't something to fear. Growth never stops. Love is never wasted. And the only real tragedy in life is failing to truly live while we have the chance. So tell me, what's one thing you've learned about aging? Drop it in the comments. And if this video gave you a new perspective, hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, there's so much more to share. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and never stop moving forward.